Good morning everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new here. For today's video, I want to share with you guys something that I'm currently going through with my planners and journals here. And that is that I'm currently in this slump or rut, or I'm not sure what the correct word is, but it's just like a moment where I'm just less enthusiastic or motivated to be in my planners and journals. I'm still hanging in there, like I'm still in these, and I don't plan to like drop off any of my planners and journals that I'm currently in, but I'm just barely hanging in there, I guess. And there are like multiple reasons that I want to share in this video, and I also will flip through as well to show you guys what it looks like for me, because yeah, like I said, I'm not like leaving my planners and journals by any means, but I'm just not opening them up as I usually do. And like this is like the first time that I've really felt like this about my journals and planners, that I'm just like not as motivated. So yeah, I just wanted to share that in case you guys are going through something similar, or you have gone through something similar in the past and you kind of want to see how I'm like working through it. So yeah, if you're interested, please keep watching. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in and just share briefly like what is, for me, like I think the cause of this kind of journaling and planning slump. I think on one hand, I think it has a lot to do with work and life just ramping up already. I think there's a lot, like I think after January, I think a lot more people have kind of settled into the new year and kind of created their own rhythm. And I'm also falling into a rhythm, but I'm also like trying to figure out how my planning and journaling system fits into that as well. This is like the first time that I'm really working more than I ever have before, I guess, since I've had my planners and journals, like especially my Hobonichi specifically. And I'm just kind of managing my time basically. And on one hand, especially in my planner here, I took on the task this year to redate them. So this is from 2021 and it is year 2024 at the time of filming this. And I think that's also like a little bit of a factor that because this is my planner and because it needs to be redated, it's like an extra step, I guess, to setting up my weeks rather than just having it like all the dates and everything just set up. And if I fall behind, I fall behind. But now when I fall behind in this like planner, like if I fall behind and all these dates are wrong, I need to redate it so I can catch up. So like let's say if I skip this whole week, I'll start this week, the next week here, but I don't have the dates if I don't like prepare it ahead of time. So I really have to set it up monthly at a time, and I just haven't had the time to do that. And I think also because it's quite a daunting task to stamp everything and wait for it to dry, I think that's also added to the fact that I'm kind of in this slump as well. Another reason that I was thinking about why I'm in the slump is the weather. I'm someone who's very like susceptible to like seasonal changes, and it's definitely changing seasons here in Japan right now. It has been quite rainy the past few weeks, and it's getting warmer and kind of cool some days, but getting warmer. And flowers are blooming, and I don't know, just this kind of seasonal change for myself really affects me and affects my mood. I don't know if other people have the same thing, but yeah, I'm just very like feeling the changes around me. And I'm thinking like, because I'm taking on so much as well, the things that are quite consistent with my life are like there, and I'm happy that I'm using them still. It's just that I think I'm just focusing on the things that require change basically. So a lot of things in my house need changing, my work is changing, me and my partner making plans for the future, like trips and just other big plans. So there's just a lot going on. And what I want to say as well with this kind of journaling and planning slump is that I don't plan to drop off any of the planners that I'm using currently. And I think that's quite important for me, because I see like a lot of people like planner hop, and being in a slump has nothing to do with planner hopping. Like that could just be their own like style. But I feel like sometimes that we tend to focus like on the system that it's not working. But for myself, this like planner and journaling slump isn't the cause of my planners. Like, to me, it's not. I don't plan to leave my Hobonichi weeks by any means. They're working for me just as I intended. And what I really like about the weeks is that, because especially like in my memory keeping journal, I will show you guys last week here. I have to catch up today, 6 days in my journal. But what I really like about the weeks is that, even if I fall behind, it's not that much space to fill up. Like, if I had 6 full pages of like an A6 or even a Hobonichi cousin or an A5 size journal, I would be so overwhelmed. And to me, this doesn't look overwhelming, because even if I fill out a little bit every day, at the end of the week, this whole page will be kind of filled in that sense. Yeah, I really like that about the Hobonichi weeks. I feel like pressured to like not fall behind, but at the same time, I view this as like very doable. And like today I wanted to film this especially because I am gonna catch up in these journals and planners. I'm gonna set aside like maybe an hour or two with some YouTube, and just kind of hunker down and catch up on these. But what I wanted to say, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I think what I wanted to say is that I'm gonna like hunker down and catch up on these, because for myself to kind of hang in there basically with this kind of like journaling and planning slump, is that I can hear like my future self saying like, even if you don't know what you did that day, just write something, because I won't remember it in a few weeks from now. So like if I fall behind, even if I write one sentence, future me is gonna be like, good job, you did good, you hung in there. But if I don't write anything for several weeks, I will probably still, like, I don't know, since I'm not going through, like, I haven't skipped weeks, but I think just future me telling myself like, just write something, you're not gonna remember it in November when you flip back. I'm like also someone who's like perfectly okay with having blank space. Like, if this was blank for the rest of the year and that's how I intended it, like, that's fine by me. But because it's Monday at the time of filming, 5 days, or what is it, 6 days, is something that's completely doable for me. And I'm just telling myself like, like, you can do it, just write something. And I think that's also like motivating me, I guess. Like, future me is motivating me, was what I wanted to say, I guess. That like, just to write something. And I guess that's how I'm basically hanging in there with this journal specifically. And yeah, just like, future me just saying that. And also for this like journaling planning slump, I've been in it for, I want to say, 2 to 3 weeks now, and I think that again is reflected on my channel why I haven't filmed anything. I've been trying different ways to kind of keep up, and this is one of the things that I did. This was last week. I again fell behind 5 or 6 days as well. So this is all just kind of me summarizing it. I don't know what day I did it, but this is kind of me summarizing the week. And then on the right side, I kept this page blank as well as the week before. This week was also blank, but I just took out some of my stickers and washi tape and decorated them, kind of symbolizing the week. Like, this was Valentine's Day week. I didn't know what to do. It was blank. I have some photos that I thought I was going to place here, but again, I was just falling behind and I didn't have any time, so I just decorated it in this kind of Valentine's Day theme. I think it turned out okay. I think it looks okay, and this frame kind of makes it feel like, makes it feel more filled. Sorry, a little tongue-tied there. And this was last week. I have this kind of sample rolls of this kind of character, and I thought I would just make this kind of frame collage, but I haven't written anything in the middle. So again, I'm just not sure what I want to write, because it's almost been 2 weeks since, like this week, and yeah, I just haven't caught up, I guess. But I am trying to fill out the right side as well. Like, is one thing to catch up on journaling, but I also like to decorate the right side, which is kind of like my deco side, my creative side here. So I'm also trying to do that, and these are kind of the two methods that I did, was just to fill it up with something thematic as well as something that I could write in the future. I don't know what I'm gonna write. Maybe I'll write something about something in the news, or I don't know. Maybe something that I'm grateful for. I don't know, for that week. But yeah, so that's me, and yeah, this is this week, or this is last week actually at this point. And yeah, I'm going to hunker down and catch up in here. For my planner, it is currently March when I'm filming this, several days into March, and I have yet to redate it for March. So let me show you here. So I guess this is technically March, even though it says February here. I started this redating starting from the first weekly page in this week, so I think it starts in December. So basically I'm like a month behind with the months up here, but I haven't redated it. I redated it last month in this kind of way where I whited out the date and then stuck these kind of date stickers on it. I'm trying to use these date stickers that I bought, that I started to use in the beginning of the year. So this is what it looked like in the beginning of the year. I had them side by side, and I didn't like it like this for sure. And this way, I noticed it creates like an even bigger bump because I, one, whited out, and then two, I put the sticker on top. And these stickers aren't, I don't think they're made in Japan, so they're not very thin. And that was kind of disappointing to me since I kind of bought a set of them. Like it's a 1 year like set of dated stickers. But I'm thinking for simplicity, I might just use a different dating system altogether for redating this. That's going to be quicker and easier for me to do. Even if it's for 1 month, I'm thinking that it might just be worth it because, again, I'm really falling behind and I want to use my planner, of course, not just for documenting the weather, but you know, like I have things going on this week. I have meetings, I have assignments, I have, you know, just plans, like trips with my partner. So, you know, I really need this to work for me, and whiting out everything and then putting the stickers on, well, I guess that doesn't take that much time now that I'm saying it out loud. It sounds quite lazy if I don't do that. But I might try to implement something that I used previously when I redated my weeks for March in particular, until I feel, I guess, a bit more like, not creative, but a bit more motivated. So yeah, this is what it looks like. This was the last week, so I actually decorated it because I went to a stationery event and I was very excited about it. So actually this was set up maybe 2.5 weeks ago because I was like, I'm going to this event, I'm so excited, I have these little stickers with stationery stuff, so I decorated it. So actually this page looks pretty good for falling behind, because I actually had to plan to do something this week, but I just haven't been using it that often. I think last time I did the weather was this Thursday, so I'm not that far behind, and I guess me being enthusiastic about this week in particular makes this week look a bit better. And I might do something similar for March, in that aspect, that I'm just gonna decorate it every, like, the whole month, which I really never do, because I actually like to change it up. Like if something goes on, I'm like, ooh, you know, I want to highlight that. Like this was like specifically stationery week, and then the week before it was rainy and I worked out a lot. You know, like this is a very empty week. I think this whole week I didn't fill out anything. I had to Google the weather for this week, but I think this week it was raining every day, so that was quite easy for me. But again, yeah, it just not very much. Like I think this would be considered quite empty. This is not something I would ever post on Instagram. This is not something that would be inspiring for people out there, so I don't post anything like that. But this is how it looks like for me in this kind of journaling slump, and you know, I think it looks okay, and I think in the grand scope of things, it's just 1 week, or maybe just a few weeks. I, again, like future me also like talks to myself maybe in that way, that like, you know, in 52 weeks, this week won't stand out as much as it does now. So I don't know what week it is. I'm just gonna guess week 10, 12, no, 10 maybe. Like, you know, having empty weeks like this, for in like particular, like having 2 to 3 weeks out of 10 weeks or whatever week it is being quite empty or quite like bare, I guess, you know, it really looks very empty. But when you like at the end of the year, when there's 52 weeks of it, 52 pages of it, or 52 spreads, you know, 3 or 4 weeks or even like 10 weeks being quite empty isn't as big of a deal as it seems right now. So that is again like future me encouraging myself, like, it's okay, just put a sticker or two and move on. You know, in the grand scope of things, you know, it still will summarize my year. And again, because February has been such a period again where I'm not in my journals and planners, I don't want to fake it either. Like, I don't want to like have this beautiful spread and be like, oh, February, amazing, it's plum blossom season here in Japan, which is quite notable, and it's just gorgeous and I'm so busy and all this stuff, and it's just not how I initially had it. So for me, it's like this very much symbolizes the reality of my life, and I think future me would appreciate it to be like this and stay like this, rather than like overwhelmingly not how I initially had it. So again, that's just like me telling myself that it's okay, and it is like a little time capsule in a way, like that it is representative of my life, and that's okay. So I am moving on forward, and I think today or sometime I'm gonna have to redate this because I need to plan several meetings this week, several events as well. Even like this is a weekly page and my monthly page as well. What is this here in the front also has fallen behind. Yeah, I have to redate all these things, so I have to stamp the dates in. So again, just quite time consuming. I'm still using it as I intended. I still write my journal. I still write my movies and TV shows that I'm watching here in the back. And then I'm also having like notes pages for several things that I'm working on. And then I have my work notes in the back that I'm, you know, keeping up with when I need to. So yeah, that's my journal and planner. This is my weekly supplement. I'm just going to briefly talk about it. Falling behind, but hanging in there, I guess. This was, oh gosh, this was the 2 weeks ago now in February. I completely dropped off, what is this, February 13th here. After that Tuesday, I just like didn't do anything, but for this week I had it themed like this kind of brown or tan color, and I just stuck stickers on for the rest of the week. I filled in my hours at the top just for my own sake of remembering how many hours I worked, but I could not care enough to be in this or not have the energy to keep up with this, and this is how it looks. Again, it's like quite bare compared to, you know, earlier, like this week, but I'm okay with it. This is last week, no, this is 2 weeks ago, so this is 3 weeks ago. So the 2 weeks ago I kept up with it, felt very motivated, but at the same time I think this took a lot of effort, and I actually think I tried to film this week, but I didn't like the filming that I did. But anyways, yeah, kept myself motivated this week, and then this is last week. Started off strong, kind of put a big sticker so I didn't have to write so much or remember what I did, and then again I've fallen off. I will start again this week with a kind of cats themed, which I'm very excited about, so I'm hoping that will motivate me. For this week I bought some stickers at the stationery events. Let's see if I have it out here. I went to the stationery event. I was thinking about doing a haul. It actually filmed me showing you what I bought, but I don't know if I liked it. I think that's also one of the things as well. Like, I have content I want to show sometimes, but I'm not happy with the results. So again, kind of adding to my slump. But I bought these stickers. It's called Tiny Tiny. It's from Mindwave. Oh boy, I don't know if my camera will focus on, and that light is just bothersome. Let's see. Maybe it's focusing. Yeah, so they're tiny, tiny cats, and I thought this week instead of a color, I would do a cat themed, and I thought these little guys were really adorable. But anyways, what I was saying is that like I went to a stationery event, and I bought a few things, and I recorded it, but you know, I think because I'm not unhappy with my planners and journals, but just like is kind of a bit of a struggle. I'm kind of like trudging through like my planners and journals, just keeping up. When I record, I'm also feeling that it comes across in my voice when I chat with you guys or like chat to you guys. So I'm not happy with how a lot of the recordings that I've done recently. So I haven't posted them, and you know, I think even when I'm like really motivated and I turn on the camera and I talk, I like listen back to it and I say, oh, that doesn't sound so good, and I only want to put out things that I'm really happy with or proud of, or something that even if it's not perfect, that I feel like you guys would want to hear or see. So I thought this video would be quite on theme, that I think maybe you guys would understand, yeah, this kind of period. And again, like, I don't blame my planners or journals in any way. I don't think it's the fault of the Hobonichi weeks. I actually think my planning system, because it's so simplified at this moment, is quite beneficial for this journaling and planning slump, which is kind of counterintuitive. I think, like, you know, not motivated, it must be the actual like tools that I'm using, but it's actually not, because for myself, like, it's just other things taking my priority and energy. But my consistency with my Hobonichi weeks in particular is something so easy to fall back onto. Like for me, like the weeks for journaling, it's not 6 days is a lot to catch up on, but it's not as daunting as like a whole page. And like my planning, like I can fall behind on like stamping the weather and things like that and recording that type of stuff, but I still use it for notes pages in the back. I still use it for like being creative or making to-do lists as well, which is like the main purpose of this. And like, even though I haven't had the space to record meetings for March, at least for February I had set it up for a month, so I had something there to like hold its place. And yeah, it's there for me to use it, but not necessarily something that I have to use every day. And I think that's very I think that's what's very good about my system. So yeah, I think that's what I want to end it with. Like, I don't plan to leave these at all. I think it's nice to realize that they are something good in my like planning and journaling system. I don't feel the need to change. I don't feel the need to move into something else, because again, I'm already so busy and I'm already like my energy is focused elsewhere. So I'm happy that I have these, and I think future me as well. Like, I keep talking about my future self, but like future me, you know, would I think be grateful that I'm hanging in there, and even just doing the bare minimum that I'm doing is enough. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of brief chat and seeing how my journaling and planning slump looks like in reality. So I think I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!